This right here is my long-term dividend growth portfolio with about 40 different stocks and ETFs within it. But maybe one of the most important ETFs within this entire portfolio is my daily buy and hold forever position, the Schwab US Dividend Equity ETF, which I've been buying shares of basically every single day now for around 2.5 years. Now, as of right now, I'm super excited to announce that I'm up to 591 shares of SCHD across all my portfolios combined, and this is all heading towards my larger goal of getting to 1,000 shares of SCHD by the end of this year. Now, in this video, we're going to go over some of the math within my portfolio, and I'm going to share with you exactly how I earn around 5 shares of SCHD for absolutely free every single quarter. Now, whether you hold SCHD or plan on holding it, make sure to stick around because you are definitely going to find some value in this. Real quick, for those that haven't already, make sure to go to the first link in my description and grab my new dividend investing ebook, where I share exactly how I went from $0 invested to now earning over $6,000 on a monthly basis and over $1 million invested in the market. Along with the ebook, you're also going to receive my custom dividend tracker, where you can track your dividend progress on an ongoing basis and reach your dividend investing goals. So make sure to grab yourself a copy of my dividend investing ebook and the new dividend tracker today. It's the first link in my description. So like I was saying, as of right now, I'm currently at around 591 shares of SCHD at an average cost of just under $72 per share. So why is SCHD, the Schwab US Dividend Equity ETF, my buy and hold forever asset choice? Well, this ETF has a lot of great things to offer for what I'm looking for as a dividend growth investor and a long-term investor at that. I'm currently 31 years old and I'm looking to invest basically until the end of my life. So with those parameters, I need to find an investment vehicle that has, of course, a few different metrics to offer. One of the main metrics is, of course, going to be a cheap expense ratio. I'm not looking to pay a large expense ratio on any investment of mine long-term, especially as you gain more and more exposure to that investment vehicle. Because over time, even an expense ratio, say at 1%, can definitely add up and will eat into your profits on the road. But along with the expense ratio, I'm very, very interested in buying into an asset that I truly believe in. Now, the SCHD ETF's objective is to track as closely as possible before fees and expenses the total return of the Dow Jones US Dividend 100 Index. Now, the Dow Jones US Dividend 100 Index has a very, very clean and safe methodology, and that's part of the reason on why I think this ETF has performed so well, at least historically speaking, since the ETF's inception. Now, my daily goal as of right now is to grab between 1, 2, maybe sometimes 3 shares of SCHD every single day, and with around 200 more or less trading days left in the year, I think we should hopefully be closing in on 1,000 shares by the end of 2024. Now, one of the main reasons SCHD is my buy and hold forever position, and a position that I'm desperately trying to get to 1,000 shares within my portfolio as of right now, is because SCHD not only offers a decent starting dividend yield, which as a dividend more income focused investor like myself, because although I do own different stocks like Apple stock or even things like DGRW that do have a lot more growth potential, but their dividend yields aren't all that big. And as of right now throughout my portfolio, although I'm definitely not only investing into different stocks or ETFs because of their yield, it's definitely one of the important metrics. Now, with SCHD currently offering around a 3.4% more or less trailing 12-month dividend yield, and more importantly, a 10-year dividend growth rate of somewhere around 10%. I'm almost certain that the math that we're going to go through in this video is only going to get juicier as time goes on, because if SCHD pays more and more on average year over year, quarter after quarter, the power of compounding is going to kick in overdrive, which is only going to help my portfolio even greater. Now, to dig even deeper into SCHD's dividend growth over time, just to give you more of an idea, as of June of 2014, which is more or less 10 years ago, this ETF was paying around 26 cents, 27 cents on a quarterly basis. And as you can see, as the years went on, SCHD has consistently paid more or less 5 to 10% more year over year, which just as of last December, the biggest dividend of all time was paid at 74, almost 75 cents in a single quarter. Now, with the current shares of SCHD that I have as of right now, I currently have 591 shares. So for this income forecast example, this is going to be showing what things could look like later on in the future, and this is if I don't purchase another single share of SCHD. As you can see, annual contribution is set to 0, which honestly on average, my goal is to spend about $20,000 plus, at least until I hit my goal of 1,000 shares. But just for this example, just to show you the power of compounding and how I earn free shares every quarter. If SCHD has a base dividend growth of around, let's say, 8.7% per year, and with dividend reinvestment, so this is reinvesting all the dividends every quarter, that gives my portfolio a growth rate per year of around 11.7% more or less. So this means as of right now, the current value, I'm earning around $1,500 per year in dividends from SCHD, but by 2029, 5 years down the road, we're up to $2,700 per year, and again, this is with not contributing another dollar. By 2039, we're up to $8,200 And if I just keep my shares as of right now and don't purchase another single share, just reinvest my quarterly dividends and let the dividend growth keep growing, we're up to $14,400 per year in dividends. Now, this is the power of compounding. This is the very important aspect I want you all to take away from this video. And this is definitely not the first time we've talked about the compounding effect, and definitely will not be the last. Because as a dividend growth investor, I have found that this is one of the most important things to pay attention to. Not necessarily what you're earning today, but what you could be earning later on down the line, especially if you invest into something high quality that has a history of growing their dividends consistently, and on top of that, if you're able to reinvest the dividends as long as possible. Now, this is the most exciting part to me. This is the most magical part, because as of right now, I currently have 591 shares of SCHD, which at least over the last 12 months have paid around $2.67 per share. That means that just going off of the last 12 months of dividends, which keep in mind, I'm hoping and thinking they're going to be much bigger than this over the next 12 months. But just going off of historical numbers, right now with my shares, we are earning around $1,577 on a yearly basis. Now, if we divide this by 4, we're talking around $395 on a quarterly basis. As far as dividend payouts, and I know not every single dividend payout is going to be the same, but we're just going off averages here. Now, because the Schwab US Dividend Equity ETF is currently just shy of $80 per share, this means that with my quarterly payout of around $395 more or less, I'm able to receive around 4.93 shares of SCHD absolutely free if, of course, I choose to reinvest the dividends back into it. Now, just to take this one step farther, showing you the power of compounding at work, with those 4.93 shares of SCHD that I'm going to receive every single quarter, and again, this is if I'm not going to buy any more shares, which of course I'm going to, this would mean that every single quarter, my yearly total dividend income is increasing by $13.16. And that's basically dividend income that I did not have to pay a dollar for. So just to recap, my 591 shares of SCHD buy me around 4.93 shares every single quarter as of right now, more or less. Now with those new shares of SCHD that I purchased through dividends that SCHD paid me, now I'm earning an extra $13, $14 on a yearly basis from those shares. And then guess what happens with that income? It's reinvested into, you guessed it, more shares of SCHD. And then a bonus on top of that is all along while you're getting paid, at least historically you're getting paid, more and more income every single quarter, year over year for the most part, which is going to make your dividend growth portfolio explode long term. So for those reasons, as of right now, I'm investing heavily into the Schwab US Dividend Equity ETF because it offers pretty much everything I'm looking for as a dividend growth investor that wants to get paid a decent amount of dividends today, but wants to get paid a massive amount of dividends later on. Now, of course, this goes without saying, SCHD is not the only good dividend growth ETF. There's things like VOO, DGRO, DGRW, there's tons of things out there that also pay dividends, grow over time, and offer dividend growth. But just for this example, I thought it would be fun to go through and walk through my actual portfolio, show you exactly how many shares of this ETF I have as of right now, and share with you the compounding magic that as of right now, if I don't buy another share, I don't even have to buy myself. SCHD will buy myself around 5 shares every single quarter, which will then pay me dividends, which I can use to buy more shares, etc. But most importantly, lastly, I want to hear from you guys down below now. As far as a dividend snowball effect goes, compounded effect, whatever you want to call it, what is your number one favorite stock or ETF that you're buying as of right now to hopefully achieve this later on in the future? Drop the ticker symbol in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to please drop a like and subscribe for more future content like this. Thanks as always for stopping by, and if you are interested in investing, make sure to check out these recent videos I posted right here.